Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about ghosts, ghouls, and all the creepy crawlies that go bump in the night, or more specifically, the ones that might be hanging out in your house, just, vibing in the corner, being spooky. Have you ever been home alone and heard something weird? A creak on the stairs, a whisper in your ear, the distinct sound of Ryan Bergara trying to sneak a snack from the fridge? Okay, maybe not that last one, but if you're starting to think your house might be playing host to some unwanted spectral guests, you're in the right place. We're about to dive into the top 10 signs your house might be haunted. So, dim the lights, grab your EMF reader, and let's get spooky. Alright, let's start with the basics. Silence can be deceiving, especially when you're alone in a house that seems to have a life of its own. You're home alone, it's the dead of night, and suddenly you hear a creak. It's not just any creak, but the kind that makes your heart race and your mind wander. Yeah, that's going to be number one on our list. Unexplained noises. These sounds can come from anywhere and everywhere. We're talking footsteps in the hallway when you know you're the only one home. The kind that makes you question your sanity. Knocking on the walls like someone's trying to get your attention from inside the walls. It's unnerving, to say the least. Maybe even disembodied voices whispering sweet nothings, or threats, depending on the ghost's mood, I guess. These whispers can send chills down your spine. The key here is that these sounds are, unexplained. They defy logic and reason. It's not just the house settling or the pipes groaning, it's something else. Something that feels almost sentient. And trust me, once you hear it, you'll know. It's a sound that stays with you, long after it's gone. It's enough to make you want to sleep with the lights on. Every shadow becomes a potential threat, or, do what I do and just embrace the chaos. Sometimes laughter is the best way to cope with the unknown. Maybe offer the ghost a snack. They might be hangry. After all, even spirits need a little sustenance, right? Moving on to number 2. We've got objects moving on their own. And no, I'm not talking about that sock that mysteriously disappears in the dryer. I'm talking full-on poltergeist activity here. Picture this, you're sitting in your living room minding your own business when suddenly a book flies off the shelf. Or maybe a vase decides to take a swan dive off the mantel. It's enough to make you question the laws of physics and your sanity. Now, I'm not saying every time a picture frame is slightly askew, it's a ghost, but if you're noticing a pattern of objects moving inexplicably, it might be time to call in the Ghostbusters. Or, just film it and send it to me. I'm always down for a good haunting. Alright, number 3 on our spooky list is cold spots. You know the feeling. You're walking through your house and suddenly it feels like you walked into a freezer. The temperature plummets, you get goosebumps, and you can practically feel a shiver run down your spine. Now, this isn't your average draft. These cold spots are localized, often in specific areas of the house. Some people believe that ghosts can actually cause a drop in temperature when they're present. Why? Who knows? Ghosts are weird like that. But hey, maybe it's just your air conditioning acting up. Or maybe, just maybe, it's something a little more chilling. Up next, we've got number 4, strange shadows. These aren't just any shadows, but the kind that make you question reality. And no, I'm not talking about your dog's shadow looking extra creepy in the dim light, although that can be unsettling too. I'm talking about those fleeting glimpses of something moving in the periphery. The ones that make you do a double take. A dark figure darting across the hallway, it's there one moment and gone the next, leaving you with a chill down your spine. A shadowy hand reaching out from under the bed, just when you think you're safe, it appears, making your heart race. The thing about these shadows is that they're gone as quickly as they appear. One second they're there, the next vanished without a trace. You're left wondering if you actually saw something or if it was just your imagination playing tricks on you. It's a feeling that lingers, making you question your sanity. But deep down, you know something isn't quite right. There's an unease that you just can't shake off, no matter how hard you try. Of course, it could be a trick of the light, or maybe you need to adjust your medication. But what if it's something more? But if you keep seeing things out of the corner of your eye, you might want to invest in some nightlights, or a good therapist, because sometimes the scariest things are the ones we can't explain. Number 5 on our list is a big one, the feeling of being watched. You know that feeling. It's that unsettling sensation that creeps up on you when you're alone, making you question your surroundings. You're home alone and you just can't shake the sensation that someone is staring at you. It's as if invisible eyes are following your every move, making you feel exposed and vulnerable. You turn around, but there's no one there. The room is empty, yet the feeling persists, gnawing at the edges of your mind. Your skin crawls, the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end, and you just can't shake the feeling that you're not alone. It's a primal reaction, a survival instinct kicking in. Now this one is a little harder to quantify. It's not something you can easily measure or explain. It's not like a cold spot or a disembodied voice. It's more subtle, more insidious. It's a feeling, a sense of unease that settles deep in your gut. It makes you second-guess every creak and shadow. But trust me, if you've ever felt it, you know it's real. It's a shared human experience, one that transcends logic. Maybe it's just paranoia, or maybe your house is haunted by a particularly observant ghost. Either way, the feeling is undeniable. Either way, it's enough to make you want to sleep with one eye open. The fear lingers, making the night seem longer and the shadows darker. Moving on to number 6, we've got unexplained smells. And no, I'm not talking about that weird smell coming from your roommate's gym bag. I'm talking about distinct, often pleasant smells that seem to appear out of thin air. Maybe it's the scent of your grandmother's perfume, even though she's been gone for years. Or the smell of cigar smoke, even though no one in your house smokes. These smells are often associated with specific people or events from the past, and they can be incredibly eerie. Now, I'm not saying every time you smell your grandma's apple pie, it's a ghost. But if you're noticing unusual scents that have no logical explanation, well, it might be time to invest in some air freshener or a good exorcist. All right, number 7 on our list is a classic sign of a haunting electrical disturbances. We're talking lights flickering, appliances turning on and off, and your phone suddenly losing battery life even though it was just charged. It's like your house has become a technological nightmare. Some people believe that ghosts can actually interfere with electrical currents. Why? Again, who knows? Ghosts are weird, but if you're constantly tripping breakers and your electronics are acting up, it might be a sign that you've got a tech-savvy ghost on your hands. Or maybe it's just faulty wiring. Either way, it's probably a good idea to call an electrician, and maybe a priest, just to be safe. Coming in at number 8, we've got pets acting strangely. Now our furry friends are much more in tune with the spiritual world than we are. They can sense things that we can't, and they're not afraid to let us know when something's not right. So if your usually chill dog starts barking at nothing or your cat refuses to go into a certain room, you might want to pay attention. They might be picking up on something that you're not. Of course, it could just be a squirrel outside or a weird smell they're picking up on. But if their behavior is out of the ordinary, it might be worth investigating. Just don't blame me if your dog starts speaking in tongues. Number 9 on our list is a little more subtle but equally unsettling, unusual dreams or nightmares. Now, everyone has bad dreams from time to time, but if you're having recurring nightmares, especially ones that take place in your house, it could be a sign that something's not right. Some people believe that ghosts can actually communicate with us through our dreams. Maybe they're trying to send you a message, or maybe they just want to give you a good scare. Either way, it's enough to make you want to invest in a dream catcher or a good therapist, or, just embrace the nightmares. Maybe you'll make some new ghost friends. And finally, we've reached the ultimate spooky sign-seeing apparitions. This is the big one, folks. The holy grail of hauntings. We're talking full-on ghostly figures, transparent beings, and maybe even the occasional spectral cat. Now, I know what you're thinking, Shane. You've lost it. Ghosts aren't real. And, hey, maybe you're right. But there are countless stories of people seeing apparitions, and some of them are pretty convincing. So, if you see a ghostly figure walking through your living room, don't panic. Just grab your phone, start filming, and send me the footage. You might just become the next viral ghost hunting sensation. Well, there you have it, folks. Those are the top 10 spooky signs your house might be haunted. Hopefully, you're not too freaked out. Or maybe you are, and that's okay too. Just remember, if you do encounter a ghost, be polite. Offer them a cup of tea, maybe a biscuit. You catch more flies with honey than vinegar, as they say, but seriously, if you've experienced any of these signs, let me know in the comments below. I'm always down for a good ghost story. And who knows, maybe your story will inspire the next episode. Until next time, stay spooky, my friends, and keep an eye out for those shadows. You never know what might be lurking in the dark.